Hey guys, what's up? This video is about the price of apathy and cowardice. Ever since like 9/11, there have been all kinds of crimes going on, being committed by the state. And all this stuff has been exposed online repeatedly over and over again, but nothing's been done about it. The perpetrators of the crime have not been brought to justice. And after a while, it seems like people don't even care anymore. They're just apathetic. People are hearing about all this gang stalking and attacks with directed energy weapons and torture and murder by Freemasons, and nothing's being done about it. People are either being apathetic, they just don't care, or they're just scared, they're cowards. But there's a price to being a coward. There's a price to being apathetic. You know, if you're not willing to fight for justice, if you're not willing to fight for freedom, if you're not willing to fight because you're a coward, then the price of that is, you know, a tyrant can come along and you lose your freedom. The price of that, the price of apathy and cowardice, is communism. You know, we all can go where we want now, travel where we want. There's not a lot of restrictions on us. You know, in China they have a social credit score, which means if you don't, you know, have a high enough score, you're not allowed to do a lot of things like get on a train or a plane or travel or all this stuff. And that basically happens because people were too cowardly to fight for freedom. And they're planning on bringing these digital currencies to the West, and they can control them remotely. And then they can sanction you if they don't like what you're doing. And then you won't be able to buy anything, or, you know, your digital money won't work if you go to book this or that. And that's basically communism. I mean, you know, China's communist and they have a social credit score. If they want to bring that to the West, then what they want to do is they want to bring communism to the West. And the only way to stop that is to fight it, is to be brave. You got to care. If you don't care, if you're apathetic, if you're scared, you're a coward, you don't want to fight for freedom, you don't care anyway, you're going to coma from eating your fucking Cheetos, whatever, then the price will be we're going to lose our freedom. We're going to lose our rights because you didn't want to fight for them. You didn't care. You just wanted to sit on the couch and eat your Cheetos and watch TV or watch YouTube videos, but you didn't want to actually fight for freedom. So you're going to lose it. I mean, the fight for freedom never stops. The fight for freedom is renewed generation after generation after generation. It never stops. There are always, you know, some psychopaths that are willing to enslave everybody. And after, you know, generation after generation, it never stops. I mean, you know, the relative freedom we have now in the West, people did fight for that. People fought for our freedom. They fought against the government. They held protests. They filed lawsuits. There were wars. There were wars fought. You know, when you're apathetic about your freedom, or you're, you know, being a coward, it means you don't really value what you have. You're taking what you have for granted. You're taking all these rights and freedoms for granted. And what is it they say? I mean, this is an old, tired cliche. They say you don't know what you had until you lose it. Then you'll be like, oh shit, I wish I had been brave. I wish I had cared enough. You know, once we lose our freedom and our rights and, you know, our rights to travel, our rights to privacy, our rights to control our own money, our rights to private property. Once you lose those, then you're going to wish you had them. But you know what? You didn't value them enough to fight for them when the time came for, you know, some totalitarian dictators to try to enslave everybody. You were too apathetic at the time. You just, you know, you couldn't care enough. You couldn't be bothered to worry about it because you were comfortable. You know, you have a comfortable little spot and you have your food, and you just didn't care about people sending out these warnings. So you can't say that you weren't warned. You know, at this point, you're just being willfully ignorant if you don't know what's going on. And if you believe everything that's on the TV, all the stuff they say and on the radio, you're actually the delusional one. You're not in touch with reality. Because there's enough people on the internet trying to point out what's going on and wake people up. And, you know, I don't know if people are in denial, or they're just apathetic, or they don't, you know, cowards. So if you end up losing your freedom, if you end up stuck in a communist state, and you have central bank digital currency, and then you get your rights taken from you, it'll be your own fault because you were cowardly and apathetic. You didn't care enough to protect what you had at the time. You didn't value it. And once you lose it, you'll be sorry, and you'll wish you had listened to people on the internet saying, hey, fight for freedom, fight for our rights, don't let this corruption go on. If you value something, you have to be willing to fight for it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let
what you do.